up, YouTube? Back with another for your mother. I'm still not 100%, but I am a little bit better to get into this video, especially since it's so comical to me. So by this point, it should be old, circulating around when the mother went into the school. So this video that was sent to me was hilarious, and it inspired me to do a story time. So I'm going to insert the clips of the video, and then I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
That's messing with my daughter. She's a girl, y'all are boys, okay? If y'all bully my daughter, if you look at her the wrong way, if you breathe the wrong way, send your mom to me. Sisters, aunts, anybody over 18, I'll fuck them all up. Do you understand me? Leave my daughter alone, and I'm not going to say it again. If I have to go to every class, I'll do that. And I'm letting you know right now, any mom, any sister can catch these hands, okay? That's
Period.
How pissed I am. Y'all gonna leave her alone. I mean, no messages online, don't post nothing about her. None of that. None of that. Y'all don't know me. Y'all think y'all bullies? I'm the big bully, okay? Let that be known and understand that. Leave my daughter alone, and I mean it. And if I have to come up here again, it's gonna be problems. She's a girl, she can't handle that. If y'all are boys, if y'all was girls, I'd tell her to meet you after school and handle it outside like a real one. But since you guys are boys and she can't do anything, tell your moms, tell your sisters, tell your aunties, cousins, whoever. As long as we're over 18, we can handle this any day. You understand that? You don't pick them up. Ass whippings for free. For free. You ain't even gotta pay for it. For free. Do y'all understand me? Leave this girl alone. She's taken care of. You won't play that, okay? And I'm not gonna call out no names, but you're gonna leave her alone, and I mean it.
Now that you guys have watched the video, what are your thoughts? I really don't care what your thoughts are. I am siding with the mom. Team mom all day. I am a mom myself to a son, and yeah, we don't play about our kids. Period. So here's my little ratchet. Oh, what's so ratchet? Mom, if you're watching this, forgive me because she was livid with me, okay? So, long story less long. Million. Like, no, a few years ago, because my son is 15, so he was in elementary school still. So however old he was then, I'm not exactly sure what grade it was at this point. That was so long ago. And please excuse me if I'm giving you double chin realness. I'm just looking so crusty, guys, but I don't care. You know, you have to see all of this, not just the glamorous, but also regular. So anyway, my child and myself, how our routine is, you know, well, it literally just stopped since he's going to high school. I just stopped. Like, I'm the crazy psycho mom that wants to, you know, walk my son to school, or like what I used to do before when he caught the school bus was put him on a school bus and then drive behind the bus to get to the school. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm obsessed with my son. Well, I was. I'm like falling back a little bit because he told me I need to fall back. But anyway, so you know our routine. I get up, I make breakfast before school because my son is spoiled. He wants hot breakfast, bacon, eggs. You know, my friends call me crazy. I stopped doing that as well, guys. So if you guys are watching this, I no longer get up earlier than I need to make him breakfast. But you know, I would make him breakfast. We would talk, you know, kiss, hug. The way his bus stop was, our door is like, we don't even have to stand outside. We can literally stand in the door and see when his bus is coming up the street. So, you know, his bus would come up the street. Luckily for me, I probably would have changed my schedule if it didn't work out that way. But luckily for me, his bus picks him up before I had to go to work. So every day from work, I can, you know, get him to the bus stop. So when I send my son to school, my son is smiling, okay? My son is in good spirits. That's how I send my child to school. So the one day I didn't go to work, I'm at home, right? So he's getting off the school bus, and I'm meeting him at the bus, and because I didn't have the opportunity to pick him up after school because I usually was still at work at the time, so my mom would pick him up. But since I didn't go to work, I was able to pick him up. So anyway, I go to pick him up, and he's frowning. Why is my child frowning? I have a problem with that. So I'm like, what's wrong? Like, immediately, what's wrong? So the bus driver is trying to close the door. I'm like busting through the door, okay? Because I need to get down to the bottom of why my child is frowning, okay? So I jump on the school bus. I'm so embarrassed. But I would do it all over again. But I'm so embarrassed telling the story. So I jump on the school bus. The difference between me and that mom, I don't cuss at children. I don't cuss at my own. I don't cuss at anyone else's. My mouth is a sailor, but when it comes to kids, I have a switch. I just turn it off. Or when I'm around my mom. I don't cuss around my mom either. Even though she's like, well, you be cussing in your videos sometimes. Okay, but I'm not talking directly to you, Mom. I'm talking to other people if you happen to see it. But anyway, getting off track. So I jump on the bus and I said, I don't know what's going on, why my son is frowning, but I did not send him to school this way and he will not come home this way. If any of you kids have a problem, I said, I do not want to have to put my hands on nobody's child, but I will. See, that's the difference between that lady. I threatened the kids. I mean, I also told them to bring their mammies too, but I threatened the kids. I said, I do not want to have to put my hands on anybody else's child, but I will about this one right here. And they're like, no, and like I went off, but without cursing, because you can get your point across to kids without cursing. I said, you see where we guys live, because we literally, like I said, we didn't even have to come outside. Sometimes the bus driver would just drop them off in front of the house because it was right here. You see where we come out of the door every day. If any of you have a problem and you want to tell your mom and your mom has a problem, you tell them to meet me at the bus stop, period. Like, I was going off. I said, I do not send my child to school to have a horrible experience. I send them to school smiling. I send them to school in a joyous, happy mood. And I will not tolerate anything less when I pick my son up. So I am going off. Now at the time, my son's bus driver, rest his soul, he ended up getting killed. Black man, I don't know, it's so sad, that's the norm. But he was friends with my son's dad, okay? So, and at this time, me and my son's dad was in a good spot where we can, converse or whatever. So, I cussed the children out, and see, as I'm getting off the bus, oh, and I'm sorry, let me rewind what made it even worse. It was Medea style, because like I said, I didn't have to go to work that day. So I had a robe on, I had, some leggings or something. I probably had a scarf on. Ratchetta. Do you hear me? Ratchetta. So I done laid the kids out. They're speechless, because I was waiting for one of the kids to say, did it? Because, these kids be grown. These kids be cussing, and thank God for them and myself that nobody didn't get out of hand, because I probably would have beat somebody's child on the bus. I have no problem putting my hands on somebody else's child to get them in line. I'm sorry. So as I'm getting off the bus, my son's, now he's smiling like, yeah, my mom stood up for me. So, okay. Fast forward, and I have to say, disclaimer, I am an Aries. The way the Aries work, if we are heated, we have to get it out. But once we get it out, we're cool as a cucumber. Like, we done forgot, well, not forgot, but it's just like, I'm not mad no more. I laid the kids out, my son's back smiling, I'm good. So a few hours later, my son's dad calls me and was like, what's going on or whatever, what happened earlier. I'm clueless to what this sir is talking about. I'm like, what? He's like, what happened earlier? I said, I really don't know what you're talking about. He was like, stop playing. What happened earlier? Sir, what are you talking, like, what? You got on the bus. I said, oh yeah, and so then I went off again. I said, I don't care. F them kids. All about my son. That's all about my son. He's like, you can't be getting on the school bus. Like I said, the guy was cool with my son's dad. So he called him immediately after he dropped off the kids. Man, your baby mom crazy as hell. She done jumped on the bus. You can't be doing stuff like that. Now, if anybody doesn't know how it works, if you want to come in contact with kids, you have to have shots. Yes, literal shots. You have to have paperwork. You have to make sure your clearances and stuff come back. Like, you can't just be interacting with other people's kids. That is against, guidelines, federal laws, criminal laws, whatever. So I'm just like, man, whatever, and tell him he better be good and glad that I didn't go off on him because he should have got them kids together all about my son. And he's like, man, just please don't do that again. Like, I don't want my son's mom in jail and He's like, then you told them to tell their moms to come down. I said, yep, so we'll see what's up tomorrow. Guess what? Nobody's mom came down. But if they would have, it's whatever. Like, we'd have been mixing and mingling at the bus stop, I guess. I don't know. Again, ratchet. So then, if I haven't made it clear already, my mom is a school police officer. Okay? So I forgot all about it, so I hadn't even called her. So then I called her like, oh yeah, Mom, I forgot to tell you what happened, blah, blah, blah. So I'm telling her what happened. My mom is going off. She's like, what is wrong with you? She's like, you are the parents that I get calls about every day. She's like, do you know how embarrassed and upset I would have been if I would have had to come and arrest my own child because you're jumping on the school bus with school students? You cannot do that. I said, who said? She said, the law said you cannot do that. Don't do that. What is wrong with you? I worry about you all the time. I pray about you all the time because you are crazy. All about my son? Yes, I am. And that was many, many years ago. Like I said, my son is 15 now. But I would do it all over again. I absolutely would. And something that stuck out that my son also said in the conversation. How is he supposed? He said, first of all, I guess it was a misunderstanding. So my son at the time, his school was very, very far, and there was always traffic. So he would sometimes fall asleep on the school bus on his way home. So I guess he fell asleep on his way home, and he was awakened by, get up, sleepyhead, or little noodle, or like something playful, because all the kids love him, all the kids know him, all the kids know his dad, So it was nothing really negative. But guess what? I didn't know that. All I knew was that my son got off the bus frowning, and that was a problem for me as a mother. So I'm going to deal with it the best way I know how, which is not necessarily a good way, but that's just me and my character. I react first and think later. I've grown. Even though I just said I would do that again 2 seconds ago. But I've grown, I'm learning to think and be calm because I'm an extreme overreactor and I listen. But so he told me that story. I said, okay, it was a misunderstanding. Oh, well, don't be being funny with my son. I don't know what to tell the kids, but don't let it happen again. It's like, how is he going to learn to defend himself if you're constantly running to his aid? He has to learn how to fight for himself, and they weren't even really being mean. Like, this isn't even an instance that they were being mean and he had to get into a fight. But if he does, how is he going to learn to defend himself if you're always there? You can't help him. Yes, I can. I will be that mom fighting in the street with my son if some kids said they wanted to fight him. Yes, I will. And again, I'm sorry. I'm growing. I'm changing. I understand. Thank God my son is the cool kid. Thank God he's always the most popular kid in the school. Thank God he's the leader and everybody follows him, so I don't have to worry about this type of shenanigans. However, if I did and somebody tried my son, people don't understand. I mean, there are some, horrible moms or whatever, and some people might consider me a horrible mom after this video. But people don't understand that you carry a life inside of your body. You feel flutters. You feel kicks. This life grows inside of you. You build this a bond. It is your duty to make sure, I don't got these right lines. To make sure that you protect your child at all costs. And then guess what? When you get older, it is your child's duty to make sure that they protect you. So I do not apologize for protecting my child. I will always go to bat. I will go to war with God about, well, maybe not God. I'm sorry, God. I will go to war with everyone except God about my son. Everyone, nobody's exempt. Nobody. Not his dad, his dad's dad, his dad's grandma, my mom, my aunt, nobody. Myself. Even if I got to beat up myself. Not literally, but yeah. So anyway, that was a story time about the time that Rachetta graced the earth. And yeah, I almost went to jail. I could have definitely went to jail. That's definitely a federal offense. But thank God. You know, God is always on my side. There's so many instances. Like I said, I have 1,000 story times in the tuck. I don't even know if I want to consider them story times, because when you think of stories, it's like make-believe. No, real life events that has happened in my life that I'm like, but God. Nobody but God, because I should have arson under my belt. I should have attempted murder, vehicular homicide. Like, there's so much stuff that, yeah, nothing but God. But anyway, before this story gets any longer than it needs to be, this is where I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Be sure to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, comments, share with your friends, your family, those you know, those you do not know, and be sure to subscribe on your way out. And until next time, bye. But thank you again so much for watching. Please make sure that you like, you comment, most definitely subscribe, and share. Until next time.